Now, my argument here is this is Satyavan what is saying. What actually happened does not mean that that has happened. Still, it needs a little bit of checking various aspects of it. Now, woman, later on, when Savitri will see the next canto, later on, woman, thy husband suffers. Savitri is following Yama. And his body is still there. Now, although Satyavan has passed away, still the connection of the spirit with the body is not gone. Is not gone. And therefore, Yama says, Madam, you please go back home and attend to the funeral rites of your husband. He is suffering. Thy husband suffers, he says. Savitri drew back her heart's fold that clasped his body still. See, obviously, I mean, now Savitri understands the significance of what Yama is telling her, that yes, he is still suffering there because his vital links are still there with the body, you see. So she understands that, and then drew back her heart's force that clasped his body still, where from her lap announced on the smooth grass, softly it lay.
She moved from the lap to the grass?
So whether it's lap or breast?
Oh. It's a distance.
Like
they're making a distance.
Yeah. Body still, where from her lap announced on the smooth grass. Well, she has laid it down now from the lap below, see.
See, maybe he fell on her breast and she was holding him and kissed him. I'm seeing it from a different angle, no?
Yeah.
Practically as a couple. She kissed him as he wanted, and then he was on his
We need to clean up many of these points, you see. At least.
Practically, that's how it would be. No, kiss, and then the breast, and then the lap, and then the grass. So it's going slowly.
But then he says, "Let me lie in your lap." Then he's taking a breath. Then later on, what happens? See.
Maybe he wanted to kiss.
So we'll have to see all those connections. You see. We'll have to see all these connections. At the moment, I'm just simply pointing it out. You see. Yes.
No, really. The word forsaken.
Yeah, what does it mean, forsaken?
But immediately after the death, what has happened is on her forsaken breast. Husband's corpse on her forsaken breast.
What is forsaken?
Yeah. Yeah. So it is still on her breast there.
But forsaken.
No, forsaken her breast means now she has lost hope. She is helpless. She cannot do anything. Forsaken is for Savitri, you see. And he very clearly says corpse now, you see. So this line is really a bit of a puzzling kind of a line, you see. Her husband's corpse on a forsaken breast. But metrically it's very beautiful. Her husband's corpse. I am. On her. Short, prick. Forsake, I am. And breast. Again, I am. So you have got 2 I ams, prick, again 2 I ams. That is the metrical balance of the whole thing. Now, in this book, book 9, we are talking of the differences between this edition and the revised edition, 1993 edition. Now, in many of them are of a minor nature. Many of them are of a minor nature. You see, for instance, here we have got void in our copy. Here it is white with a full stop. Then silence thought, there is a comma, there is no comma here, etc., like that. So in the first section, 134, what we are saying, there are 12 revisions in all. In the next section, there are 17 differences between the first edition and the last edition. You see, for instance, here, O sleeper, dreaming of divinity. O sleeper, comma, dreaming of divinity. Many of them are of a binary nature. You see, here I say, apart her spirit faced. Both are possible, but I don't know what the basis. No. Here, the difference is in the beginning. The present and past end the timeless lapse, what we have got here. And the revised, it is simply present and past end the timeless lapse. This D is missing in the revised edition.
So when Sharduta was dictating and Nirodha was
Yes.
writing it down,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
he was dictating, he wouldn't have said comma, full stop.
No, but this part is not essentially dictated. This particular one, there are some drafts of this thing in Shevandu's handwriting. So we don't know what is what, you see.
But when he dictated, I was thinking, he would have said
Not
comma,
all
full stop,
dictated.
just
Yeah, no. No, but even then, if it is a dictated line, what is the basis of removing the?
what's the basis of?
Basis of removing the.
If he Sharduta said the, then it has to be.
You see, I mean, so those things have remained unknown, undisclosed.
In your manuscript is the
See, I can't really say in this particular case. Basically, it is likely that in some old version which was there earlier, he might have put the, so the is not the present and past. Maybe somebody has copied or whatever, I don't know, can't say anything. In fact, I will not make any comment on that, you see. You see, now there is this thing, privilege of mind without comma, privilege of mind with comma here. In the revised privilege of mind. Now that can change the sense, that can change, a comma does change the sense of the whole sentence, you see. We don't know, we can't say anything at all, you see. But anyway, there are, in this section, 40 revisions in the third section of the total number of revisions in this canto is 83. I will not say exactly revisions, the differences between the revised edition and the original edition, 83 differences. But this is something important, what we are beginning with. The first sentence, what we have, no, well, it's not there now. She measured, see, for our opening sentence is here. Her husband's cross on her forsaken breast. Then she measured not. Not. In the revised edition, there is an additional line here. At the beginning of the sentence, there is an additional line. In her vast silent spirit motionless, she measured not. Can't say anything, you see. Basically, it is very likely that that line was missed. You see, this is a line which cannot be invented by the editors, that is certain. It was missed somewhere and then they have restored it perhaps, you see. In her vast silent spirit motionless, she measured not her loss. That is perfectly understandable, you see. But the very structure of the line, I mean, it's very clear that it is a Savitri line. The meter, the rhythm, the whole way of expression, etc., is definitely a Savitri line. Maybe somewhere it got missed and now they have restored it. It's very likely. Then in the same way, this particular line was missed in the first edition. My will too is a law, my strength take God. Between these two lines, she is arguing with death, and this line is also perhaps based in the same manner. So we have got in that sense these two plausible additional lines in the revised edition, which are absent. No, it's not there. No, these are present only in the revised edition. These two lines. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have that, with you? No, it's not there. It's not there. No, I'll check that. Yeah. This line is added in the 1993 edition only, you see. So was she left alone in the huge wood, surrounded by a dim and thinking world, her husband's cause on a forsaken rest. Now, you see, poetry is very simple there, but the charm, the power of poetry is that it is creating simultaneously that whole atmosphere, the solemnity, the depth, the whole thing kind of occupied by pervasive death. You see, you can see the whole rhythm. So was she left alone in a huge wood, surrounded by a dim, unthinking world, her husband's call on a forsaken breast. It creates at once, it's not only the picture, the whole atmosphere gets automatically created in front of you. She measured not her loss with helpless thought. Now Savitri has to rise up to the occasion. The moment of truth has come for Savitri, and she cannot just weep and cry and forget about what has happened. You see, she measured not her loss with help. So you see, again he says, it is already a loss. It is already a corpse. He has already passed away from her embrace. You see, nor rent with tears the marble seals of pain. So she is not going to weep and cry, and she rose not yet to face the dreadful God. So she is still in that calm, quiet pose poised there. She rose not yet to face the dreadful God. Over her the body she loved, her soul leaned out. Over the body she loved, her soul leaned out. Savitri, Savitri, oh Savitri, lean down and kiss me while I die. Savitri's soul is leaning down on her body. In a great stillness without stir or voice, as if in her mind had died with Satyavan, as if her mind had died with Satyavan. Every sensation, every measure of thought, idea, conception, everything has disappeared with her. Her mind has become dead now, so she. But still, so the mind is not there now, but still the human heart in her beat on, obviously. So the mind is dead, obviously. This is a preparation for the occult action of Savitri. She has to, it's not by mind, by thought, by argument, etc., but by bringing out the occult force, she has to deal with the circumstance that has arisen in front of her. But still the human heart in her beat on, aware still of his being near to her. Closely she clasped to her the mute, lifeless form. See, again he is very clearly saying, lifeless form. See. Lifeless. Here he also had died with Satyavan. Very consistently we will see. So starting with the corpse, here all these things are very consistent. Died with Satyavan. Lifeless form. As though to guard the oneness they had been, Satyavan and Savitri had been always there, and it is to guard that oneness she is now becoming aware, to keep the spirit still within the frame. So this is the psychological state of Savitri. She is already a yogini, but now the yogini is arising to the truth of the moment. She has to step into action. And then suddenly what happened? Then suddenly there came on her the change. Savitri is no more human Savitri now. It is some other Savitri who is going to take possession of the entire sequence.
That's why the mind died.
Yeah, her mind has brought, heart is going on all right, but now some other person is there. See, he said, as if her mind had died. No, it's mind. It's not brain at all. And that apart, it is mind.
That thinks.
Yeah,
It is as if.
in agenda, mother was talking that she reached a state where her mind stopped and her psychic being took over.
Yeah.
And the chakras become, conscious.
No, but in the case of mother, the agenda, she of course sent away the mind. It is never the question of mind dying.
Not dying.
Here,
Sending it.
yeah. Please, sorry, you have done your job. Now I don't need anymore. Let me do my work with the physical. So that there is no interference from mental levels into the working of the body. But there again, it is not died, you see. No. It is sent away. It is sent away. So, in case she wants it, she can always get it back, you see. Died means you can't get it back like that, you see. But here, he is very careful also. He says, as if. He is very careful also, you see. That is the kind of a precision which is there in Savitri. A precision which even a mathematical description cannot provide you. That poetry can be so precise. This is one good example of it. You see. But still, the human heart, etc., and keep the spirit. Then suddenly, there came on her the change, which in tremendous moments of our lives can overtake sometime the human soul and hold it up towards its luminous source. Yes. Now, the yogi is very generous to say that tremendous moments of our lives. See, our life. See, tremendous moment. I don't know whether it really comes really in our eyes.
It is true because mother said that you can feel the psychic movement when very
Yeah,
somebody
but
very close to you.
that is true only for those whose psychic has developed fully. That is true only for them who are doing pakka sadhana. See, it is for them in the moment of crisis, the moment of change, moment of see. Then it really rises up. You have to have a long. Savitri has done yoga. We had done that book for 8-9 months. See. See.
But this
So-
sense Ravinder says our life, so he puts himself on our level in a way.
Yeah, well, it is possible, if it can happen, if we are really prepared for that kind of a thing. We have prepared our life for that tremendous moment. Have we prepared ourselves for that tremendous moment? It may arise. You see, it passes off generally, in most cases. Can overtake sometimes the human soul and hold it up toward the luminous soul. How many of us can really see in that moment of crisis the luminous soul?